With the Sony Xperia XZ2 and XZ2 compact, the company's made some much welcome design changes. The 18:9 display is the most striking, but more so are those design curves, which are a departure from the traditional Sony sharp and edgy look. Both XZ2s are quite chunky but have this nice curve to them which fits in the palm well, but the XZ2 feels like you're holding something really substantial in the hand and doesn't scream sleek, all because of its size. At the same time, the XZ2 compact is just really compact and small. Now, in terms of build quality, instead of the glossy glass finish from the bigger phone, the compact has this nice semi-matte plastic finish, which I kind of prefer. And to round off, both phones come with IP68 water and dust resistance for that added durability which Sony has always provided. But while both of these phones differ in size, that's really the majority of the difference. The front of both pack a 1080p screen with Gorilla Glass 5 protection, so the screen won't scratch as easily, and it's Sony's standard tri-luminous display technology on an IPS panel that's HDR10 certified. And while on the compact it kind of makes sense at 5 inches, on the bigger XZ2 at 5.7 inches, you do lose a bit of sharpness that you don't expect or typically associate with a flagship phone from 2018. But don't get me wrong, that doesn't make the display bad by default, because combined with the stereo speakers, the media experience I'd say was very good. It wasn't as immersive as other phones because of the bezels off to the sides, but maybe a high resolution panel would have helped with the detail. Using the phones otherwise, I'd say the performance was very snappy throughout. Inside you'll find the latest Snapdragon 845 octa-core processor at 2.7 GHz and 4 GB of RAM for these variants at least. General surfing the web, playing games, and day-to-day tasks were very smooth as expected. It's quite refreshing to see even smaller phones getting packed with these top-of-the-range specifications, but even so, I think 4 GB is not enough for the multitasking we do these days, so I wish we got the 6 GB variant of the XZ2. In either case, overall performance on top of Sony's UI running on top of Android 8.0 shouldn't be a problem, and if you want a better idea of the phone's performance, check out our speed test we did earlier that's linked at the card on screen. Otherwise, using the fingerprint scanner day to day seemed a bit awkward because of its placement, which I feel should be where the camera is, and outdoors the phone's screen was a bit disappointing in terms of brightness. Sony's even bundled this unique vibration feature onto the bigger XZ2 when watching videos to sort of simulate bass, I would say. You can toggle this to different sensitivities, and while in itself it is different and unique, I didn't prefer to use it when watching videos. What is different, and I left it out intentionally when talking about hardware, is that camera button, which again is a very good addition. With many OEMs wanting smartphone cameras to be the best ever and the trend to keep adding cameras, Sony's gone rogue with a single camera on both of these phones. It's a 19 megapixel f2.0 module with electronic image stabilization. I'd say during the day color reproduction is very impressive, but the camera's depth of field left me wanting a bit more. Even with one camera, it's got a special bokeh app which allows you to take pretty good portraits, but in darker and more trickier situations, edge detection becomes poorer. At night, the noise levels and lack of detail definitely left me wanting more, while the front 5 megapixel camera with no portrait mode, while again producing accurate colors, isn't quite up to the standard with the industry. If you want more image samples, check out our previous camera comparison we did, or the full written review on our website. As far as video, the 4K video with electronic image stabilization is not bad with good sharpness, but when moving you get a fair bit of motion blur and jerks which just take away from the smoothness of the video quality. But that 960 FPS slow motion at 1080p is really something which I was impressed with. I feel like they've done a great job with the camera interface, but they haven't bundled in enough modes like other manufacturers do. So then what do I think about these phones? I think that Sony's done well to refresh its lineup, and using these phones isn't bad, with battery life too on both standby and daily use being good. It approximates to about 6 hours of screen on time on the bigger XZ2, but I feel like Sony could have priced the phones better, especially the smaller of the two. I feel like both of these phones are good but don't quite do justice to the price tag, and that's because of how fast-paced the competition is these days. But that's been it for our review. Thank you guys for watching, and let us know what you think about the Sony Xperia XZ2 down in the comments below. Check out our other videos if you missed them, and I'll see you in the very next video. Adios.